An overwhelming majority of Gabonese voted for a new constitution in a move that marks a new phase for the country following last year's coup. Provisional results showed 92% of voters backed the new constitution, and that's according to the country's electoral body. The outcome sets the stage for a transition to civilian rule, although critics say it is designed to allow coup leader Brice Oligui Nguema to remain in power. Nguema is yet to openly say whether he will run in the election. Here's a report on why this referendum was so important for Gabon.
Voter turnout was estimated at 54% according to the Committee for the Transition and Restoration of Institutions. There were no serious incidents reported during the vote. As he voted, the military leader hailed the referendum as a great step forward, adding that Gabonese were coming to vote in a transparent fashion. Prior to the vote, the transitional authorities described it as a crucial step towards the return to constitutional order in the oil-rich country. Referendum paves the way for the holding of elections tentatively scheduled for August next year, 2 years after Nguema took power to topple President Ali Bongo Ondimba, whose family had ruled the country for decades.
The Council of Ministers has expressed its satisfaction at the completion of the proposed new constitution. This decisive step allowed the transitional government, the CTRI, and the Transitional Parliament to examine in depth the amendments proposed by the Transitional Parliamentarians meeting in the Constituent Assembly.
The draft constitution establishes a 7-year term, renewable once, replacing a 5-year term that had no limits and which allowed for dynastic rule. It also bars members of the president's family from running the country's top job and also requires candidates to be exclusively Gabonese and have a Gabonese spouse. These effectively bar the deposed leader, who is married to a French woman. It is being seen as an attempt to end the family succession phenomenon engineered by the Bongo family, which maintained a 55-year dynasty. Critics argue it is ironical how Nguema is a close relative to ousted Ali Bongo, yet he fronted the constitutional changes to favor himself. Bongo had ruled for 14 years before he was toppled. He took office after the death of his father, who had been president for 41 years. The new law removes the Prime Minister's position and introduces 2 vice president roles.
Fortunately for me, I'm in the yes camp. Why the yes camp? Because I believe, as I said before, that these articles were proposed by us. And this is the first time in our constitution that the Gabonese themselves are being asked to choose what they want for their future.
I'm going to vote because I don't want my children to do military service. That's one. And I don't like the new reforms in the CTRI charter.
While some have hailed the draft law, others have warned it could concentrate too much power in the presidency. According to the UN, despite Gabon's oil wealth and vast forests, 1/3 of its 2.4 million people live below the poverty line. Africa Bureau, WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.